It's just a hobby, dear. My mother, Monica, drawled, adjusting her pearls under the harsh country club lights. My stomach dropped as she gestured towards my little interior design business to her bridge partners. The air hung thick with the scent of lilies and quiet condescension. That night, my hands trembled as I stared at Lily, her face pale against the crisp hospital sheets. $95,000. Open heart surgery. Blake's wedding is simply a priority, Sarah, my father had said earlier that day. Inside, I was screaming. Outside, I remained composed. Years of their dismissals had forged a shield. I would figure this out. A week later, a small email arrived. Your storefront design won the Portland Small Business Award. I deleted it, smiling grimly. They would never see it coming. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt invisible, hit like and follow for a story where being overlooked becomes a superpower. Trust me, the payoff, so worth it. Just wait till they see this. The pattern had started long before Lily's diagnosis. I remember Christmas of 2000. Blake received a brand new BMW for his 16th birthday, its leather seats gleaming under the twinkling Christmas lights. I got a second-hand sewing machine. Monica cooed about Blake's potential, while Gerald patted my head and said, "Keep practicing, sweetheart, maybe you can make doll clothes." The metallic tang of injustice lingered in my mouth. Years passed, peppered with similar disparities. Blake's college tuition, fully funded, while I cobbled together student loans and worked nights at a diner. He's going to be a lawyer, Sarah. He needs the best education. Monica always emphasized best when referring to Blake. I could taste the resentment building like battery acid. The final straw arrived with a deceptively cheerful phone call from Monica. "Darling, Blake and I are going to Europe for a month to scout locations for the wedding. Isn't that wonderful?" Her voice dripped with self-importance. She continued, "I know you're busy with your projects, but we'll bring you back a nice souvenir." I clutched the phone, the plastic digging into my palm. Lily coughed softly in the background. The air in the room felt suddenly thin. "That's lovely, Mom," I managed to choke out, the lie a bitter taste on my tongue. That night, staring at Lily's sleeping face, I made a silent vow. They would regret this. And so the work began, fueled by a quiet fury, a deep love, and an unshakable resolve. No tears, no pleas, no explanations. Only action. I started small, designing trendy cafes in the then burgeoning Pearl District, pouring every ounce of my creativity into each project. My designs were modern, functional, and undeniably me. Word spread through whispered recommendations, the kind that bypass advertising and go straight to the soul of a business. Soon, those cafes led to boutiques, then small tech startups, each project a stepping stone, a testament to my talent, building my confidence. One milestone stands out: the renovation of the Daily Grind, a popular local coffee shop chain. I transformed their outdated spaces into havens for remote workers and coffee aficionados alike. Sales skyrocketed by 40% in the first quarter after the redesign. Then came the offer to design the new headquarters for Zenith Tech, a fast-growing software company. The project was massive, a culmination of years of hidden effort. I remember the day I signed the contract, Lily beaming beside me, completely unaware of the quiet revolution taking place. I reinvested every penny, hiring talented designers who shared my vision, ensuring they were fairly compensated. I also shielded them from the spotlight, fiercely protecting the anonymity that had become my greatest weapon. Monica would occasionally call, asking for free decorating advice for Blake's McMansion. I would politely decline, citing a busy schedule, the lie now rolling off my tongue with practiced ease. The irony was delicious, a silent symphony of revenge played out in muted tones. The Zenith Tech launch party was a turning point. Elegant, sleek, and functional, my designs were a hit. As the champagne flowed and congratulations poured in, a local journalist approached me, his eyes gleaming with professional curiosity. He had heard whispers, rumors of a struggling single mother who had quietly built a design empire. I felt a cold dread creep in. This was it, the moment of truth. My carefully constructed world was about to be revealed, and I had to decide whether to embrace the light or retreat further into the shadows. The digital ping jolted me. Entrepreneur magazine requested a follow-up interview. My breath hitched. Could I truly control this narrative? Yes. Strategic prep, confirm Lily's privacy, prep a media statement, and finalize the Portland Rescue Mission partnership. The article dropped like a bomb. My phone blew up. The world tilted. The fallout was immediate. Then the summons arrived, Blake's surprise engagement party. A gilded cage of forced smiles and veiled accusations. I almost declined. But I'd be ready. Weeks later, I pulled up to the country club. My Tesla, a stark contrast to my old, beat-up Volvo, purred smoothly. I wore a simple black dress, understated elegance that screamed quiet confidence. The scent of lilies still permeated the air, but this time it didn't sting. It fueled me. Inside, the room glittered. Champagne flutes sparkled. Monica rushed over, her smile strained. "Sarah, so glad you could make it." Her eyes darted to my dress, then back to my face, a flicker of unease in their depths. Gerald offered a curt nod. Blake, tanned and smug, clapped me on the back. "Good to see you, sis. Things seem to be going well." He knew nothing. The past and present collided, a stark reminder of how far I'd come. Lily squeezed my hand. "Mommy, can we get cake? Cake first, revolution later." "Of course, sweetie," I smiled, ruffling her hair. "After we say hello." Monica steered me towards the gift table, a glittering monument to Blake's impending nuptials. "Did you bring a gift, dear?" she asked, her voice dripping with its usual condescension. It was the moment. I simply smiled and nodded towards a large, ornately wrapped box sitting discreetly in the corner. It was easily the biggest gift there, dwarfing the silver picture frames and crystal vases. Monica frowned. "What on earth?" "Open it and see," I said softly, my voice even. Blake, ever curious, tore into the wrapping. Inside, nestled amongst layers of tissue paper, was a framed photograph. It wasn't just any photograph, it was a rendering. A rendering of Blake and his fiancée's dream wedding venue, completely redesigned. The gasp rippled through the room. What is this?" Blake stammered, his face reddening. "Consider it my wedding gift," I said, my voice carrying through the suddenly silent room. "I've taken the liberty of redesigning the venue for you." State-of-the-art lighting, custom-built stage, a completely revamped floor plan designed to maximize flow and create an unforgettable experience. The renovations start Monday. Of course, all expenses are paid. Monica's face contorted. But we already have a designer." "Not anymore," I said, my gaze unwavering. "I bought out their contract, and the venue." Gerald choked on his champagne. All eyes were on me. A woman gasped, "You own the grand ballroom." I nodded, the weight of their collective shock a tangible thing. I could see the blood drain from Blake's face. Monica's carefully constructed facade crumbled. "The article," Gerald began, his voice trembling. It's all true," I offered a small, tight smile. "Every word." Silence hung heavy. I savored the moment, the shift in power palpable. "You laughed then, you're not laughing now." Blake sputtered, "You did this, to embarrass us." "Did I?" I asked rhetorically, tilting my head. "Or did you underestimate me again?" My eyes flickered to Lily, who was now eyeing the dessert table with intent. "Lily, why don't you go get that cake?" Monica recovered first, her tone sharp. "Sarah, this is our family, you can't just flaunt your money like this." "Money?" I echoed innocently. "I thought it was just a hobby." The barb hit its mark. I watched her flinch. Gerald stepped forward, attempting a conciliatory tone. "Darling, let's not be hasty. Perhaps Blake could consult with you on some business ventures. He's been having some difficulties." I paused, considering. Internal thoughts swirled. They need me now. The irony is almost too delicious. Then I met Blake's gaze, cold and calculating. "I'm afraid my schedule is quite full," I said smoothly. "Perhaps another time." "Sarah, be reasonable," Monica pleaded. "We're your parents," I leveled my gaze. "Family is more than blood, mother. It's about support, about love, about being there when it matters, something you seem to have forgotten." Blake tried a different tack. "Look, I was out of line. Can we just start over?" "Start over?" I repeated, a flicker of amusement in my eyes. "You had your chance, many chances." I paused, letting the silence amplify my words. "Now, if you'll excuse me, my daughter and I have cake to eat." I turned, Lily already halfway to the dessert table. As I walked away, I heard Monica whisper to Gerald, She's ruthless." I smiled to myself. Ruthless? No, just even. But the ballroom wasn't the real gift. It was simply the opening act. As Lily devoured a slice of chocolate cake with unrestrained glee, I casually dropped my next bombshell. "Oh, and father," I began, my voice deceptively sweet, "there's one more thing." I reached into my purse and pulled out a thin, legal-looking document. "Remember that trust fund Grandpa set up for all of us back when Blake and I were born?" Monica's eyes narrowed. "What about it?" Well, I continued, unfolding the document. It seems Grandpa, bless his heart, included a clause. A rather specific clause. It stipulates that in order for any beneficiary to receive their share, they must demonstrate consistent financial responsibility and contribute positively to the community. I paused for dramatic effect, letting the words sink in. And I, as the trustee, have the sole discretion to determine whether those conditions are met. Blake's face contorted in disbelief. You're the trustee, but Dad always said. That he was, I finished for him. Yes, well, Grandpa had his reasons. The reasons being that my father had a penchant for reckless investments and a gambling habit that would make a Vegas high roller blush. Grandpa saw through it all. Monica's voice trembled. You wouldn't dare, I smiled, a genuine smile this time devoid of malice. Dare what, Mother? Uphold Grandpa's wishes. Ensure his legacy is used responsibly. I'm simply fulfilling my fiduciary duty. I gestured to the document. It's all perfectly legal, of course. My lawyers reviewed it thoroughly. A team of lawyers, actually, paid for by my empire. The color drained from Gerald's face. His hands clenched into fists. The trust fund represented their retirement nest egg, their security, their status. My success now threatened to dismantle everything they valued. This is outrageous, Blake spluttered. You're using Grandpa's money to punish us. Punish? I feigned innocence. No, Blake, I'm using it to motivate you. Perhaps a generous donation to Lily's school, or a substantial contribution to a local charity. I'm sure you can find some way to demonstrate your commitment to the community. After all, that's what Grandpa would have wanted, isn't it? I watched as the realization dawned on them. I didn't just own a successful business. I held the keys to their financial future. Their carefully constructed world, built on money and appearances, was now completely in my hands. Their dependence on the trust fund was the one thing they had never counted on being compromised. Years blurred. Monica and Gerald made clumsy attempts at reconciliation, their apologies laced with thinly veiled requests for financial assistance. I offered a guarded civility, acknowledging their existence but never their influence. Blake, humbled but still opportunistic, pitched various business ideas, each quickly dismissed. Lily thrived. We moved to a sun-drenched modern home overlooking the Willamette River. The constant anxiety of past financial worries faded, replaced by a quiet sense of security. My consultancy flourished, attracting talented designers who valued creativity over ego. I began mentoring young, underprivileged women, sharing my story and resources, ensuring they had the support I once lacked. Looking back, the true victory wasn't the money or the recognition, but the freedom. The freedom to choose, to create, to love without reservation. Family remains the people who stood by me, my in-laws, Lily, and a chosen few. They attempted to rewrite the past, but I'm writing the future. I am the author of my story now. True power lies in self-worth, not external validation. Relatable, right? Now, what if you channeled that fire? Share this with someone needing inspo. Forget revenge. Build your empire. Your success is the sweetest victory.